Okay, alright, hello, and, today I've made a little bit more of an effort with my face. I put a little lipstick on, because I have a guest. Okay, technically I'm his guest, but I am an independent journalist, have been for 946 years, and I like to be in control of these things. So, although it looks like I'm a guest on his show and he'll introduce me and all that kind of thing, I need the control. It's my show, it's my theme tune, it's my name on the door. Therefore, I just want to say welcome to the wonderful Michael Waco. Oh, yeah, great. Thanks, Carrie. Thanks for having me on your show, although you were technically on my show, Unleashing Intuition Secrets. And it's great to see you. Great to see you. Okay, alright. I mean, it's a little contradiction in terms, the name of your show, Unleashing Intuition Secrets. Just, it's very anti-white hat. You just seem to be going against the grain a little more. I may not trust you. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Okay, alright. But anyway, it's good to see you. Well, yeah, I mean, Carrie, let's talk about those white hats. I'm gonna be honest, I think you're kind of right to not trust them. I'm pissed. I'm pissed with the white hats. It's like the French Revolution up in here, Oh, okay, alright. Well, I mean, I go back and forth with it. I mean, sometimes they can be trusted, and sometimes, they can't, it just depends what they're saying. And right now, speaking of people that I trust, I don't know if you've heard, Jay Weidner has made a movie about JFK and what happened to him. And, spoiler alert, he didn't die. Sorry if you wanted to watch it, but, I'll just give you the abridged version. There's a lot that went on, and a lot of splicing. Things got spliced in, so I think it was a double that was put in. And that's just what I'm thinking. And, they use doubles a lot. They use juicy doubles. And I think that's what happened. I don't think it was the real... I don't think that was the real deal with him. I think it was a double, and I think he died, but not the actual guy. I think that's what happened. But I mean, you still watch the movie. You should still watch it because my friend made it, so it's probably really, really good. Oh yeah, I mean, totally. I'll totally watch it. It sounds great. Yeah, I mean, my main spokesperson, of course, is Juan O'Sullivan. And, I trust everything he's got to say, and so does Captain Mark Richards, incarcerated for a crime that didn't come up. And, Juan O'Sullivan is the main spokesperson for the White Hats and for Trump. So anything that he tells me, any intel, I know is definitely real. Just like everything Captain Mark Richards, incarcerated for a crime that didn't come out, tells me, I know is real. Okay? And what Juan O'Sullivan has had to tell me is that it's all about to happen. It's all happening. It's all about to go off. So it's really, really exciting at the moment. Yeah. I mean, it sounds pretty awesome. I have to say though, Carrie, as you know, I'm a remote viewer, and I tried to remote view Trump. I like to do that a lot, not to invade his privacy or anything like that. I just like to check in on him, make sure he's okay, he's doing good. And I couldn't find him. I'm worried because I couldn't find him, and I can't feel him, and that bothers me. I'm thinking he may be in Cheyenne Mountain, hiding in Cheyenne Mountain. What are your thoughts on Trump? Okay, alright. Well, I mean, he could well be in Cheyenne Mountain. I mean, I'll have to check in with Juan O'Sullivan and make sure that, that he knows exactly where it is, because it would make total sense that he was hiding in Cheyenne Mountain right now, instead of being, on the campaign trail, because that would be more important for him to. They use doubles. I said they use juicy doubles, and I think that they're probably putting the double on the campaign trail, and he's probably just safe and hiding in Cheyenne Mountain. That sounds like exactly what they would do with him. And I had a dream about Mr. Trump, and it was incredible. It was an incredibly vivid dream. He told me that he was going to save me. I needed saving, and I remember in the dream saying, "Mr. President, I'm an independent journalist of 644 years. I don't need you to save me. I'm good. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've been everywhere, and I know that I don't need you to save me." And he said, "I'm not saving you. You represent everybody because you're such a spiritual person, and you're going to pass this on to your audience." And then it clicked, and I felt it, and I was like, oh, okay, so I represent the world, and I felt big and important, because I'm independent, and I'm a writer as well as a journalist. I write books. You should buy my books. And so I know he's alive because he's communicating with me through my dreams. And this is I do believe that these people, that gang, have infiltrators, and that are saying that Mr. Trump is, and he isn't. I think those are part of that gang that are stating things like that, and it's not true. It is not true, and I know truth. Okay, I know truth. So yeah, there's a lot of doubles. JFK had doubles. Captain Mark Richards, he had doubles as well, incarcerated for a crime of incommand. He had doubles, and he said that the day that, because Captain Mark Richards, incarcerated for a crime of incommand, his father, who was a very important person, he said that on the day that JFK, that happened, he was on his way to disclose about the secret space program, and that is why that occurred. And it was all a mess. But as you know, I've talked about the splicing. I understand things were spliced and changed, so it looks like there's something missing. And Captain Mark Richards, incarcerated for a crime of incommand, filled in that gap for me, so that was really good. Yeah, totally. No, I actually know the guy who shot him, or that's what he told me anyway, and I believe him. So someone definitely got shot, but maybe not, who they said it was. So that's probably what that is. Okay, all right, exactly. And Junior also staged his death as well. I mean, they all do it. They all do it. And the guy with the island, he staged his death as well. And he's singing like a bird right now. They've got him, and he's singing like a bird. So expect stuff to happen with that. And speaking of islands, did you know that Russia owns an island somewhere in the world, and on the island is a factory of clones? It's a clone factory on the island. And there are clones of every world leader, alive and dead, and they just bring them out. They just bring them out. I hope that you will, with your skills, be able to remote view exactly where on the planet, or off planet, could be off planet, that island is, with the Russian clone factory. I'm trusting you with that job. I think you'll be able to do it. Oh yeah, I mean, I can totally look into that, because I can totally remote view, with me, being a super soldier and part dolphin. Because I was in the dolphin program as well as being a super soldier, and So I'm going to get all those memories back eventually, and it'll be great, and we'll be able to talk about it. But anyway, what can you tell me about the reptilians? What are they doing these days? What are they up to? Okay, all right. Well, I mean, they run the whole banking system for a start. Some of them off planet, and they're getting all the gold out of the Vatican now, and so that's a good thing. And Charlie Ward, that used to be his job. He said that he used to take gold from the Vatican and traffic it around and launder stuff around. Even though he was selling timeshare in Spain at the time, that was just his cover. That was his cover story. He wasn't a con artist at all. He was totally not a con artist. But he was a bad guy working for the Vatican, and now he's come good. And now I trust him. So I wouldn't have trusted him long. Captain Mark Richards, incarcerated for a crime and didn't commit, would not have trusted him then, but he trusts him now. It was the Pope at the time of JFK that ordered that to happen. That came direct from the Pope at the time. Yeah, and that was confirmed to me by Captain Mark Richards, incarcerated for a crime and didn't come out. Oh yeah, I mean that sounds totally plausible, and I love Charlie. I love Charlie, so I'm glad he's a good guy now. Totally glad about that. Yeah. Okay, all right, and Putin bombed a bridge in Israel. I don't know why, but he did. And I have an insider in Israel who used to live in a tunnel underneath is somewhere in Israel with Sasquatch. There's a lot of squatches, and so he used to live actually in a tunnel with Sasquatch. So I trust every bit of intel that I get from him. So yeah, I totally believe in the Sasquatch. That sounds totally believable. Totally believable. Okay, all right. Well, Israel is actually run by the Anunnaki. And I know everything about the Anunnaki. I know that people would identify people in Israel as Israeli, but they're not. They're Anunnaki. And just going back over the Squatch stories, there were a lot of Squatch in that tunnel that my informant lived in underneath Israel. And the number one enemy of the Anunnaki is the Squatches, the Sasquatch, and so they drove them out. There's a lot of issues with those people. They're not, they're not as crazy as the raptors, as the raptor beings that totally exist. There's a lot going on that we don't know behind the scenes, and what you would view as Israeli people are actually Anunnaki. Yeah, I mean, totally. That totally does not surprise me at all. I mean, you just heard about the secret tunnel in New York. You heard about that between the. It was secret Jewish tunnels, and and the police raided it. And it was all over the news, and you could see people running around, Jews crazy running around, and they were pulling mattresses out of these tunnels, and they were covered in this red stuff that looked like what, and we know exactly what was going on down there because a lot of Jews, they do these ritualistic things with the red stuff, if you see what I'm saying, and they've done it throughout their history. It's just totally it's totally a thing. It's what their whole belief system was built on and stuff. I can remote view it, so I know it's real. That's definitely true, and I also heard that Jews from Ukraine totally funded the war on Russia. Totally funded that. It was all the Jews in Ukraine that got together and had like a whip round and did some kind of like GoFundMe, and then all that money that they got, they used to fund the war against Russia. So I think that's totally believable story, and I totally believe it. Okay, all right. Well, I mean, you know, I just wanted to say that I am part Jewish. I do have some going way back into my family. I think on my mother's side, or maybe my father. I am actually part Jew. There's some Jew in me, and actually, I'm actually related to Anne Frank. I am totally related to Anne Frank. If you put a picture of my face next to a picture of her face, it's like looking at exactly the same person. So we are totally related. So I won't hear anything bad said, you know, about Jews, because I am a little bit Jewish and totally, absolutely 100% related to Anne Frank. And that was confirmed to me by Captain Mark Richards, incarcerated for a crime that didn't come out. And I believe him. I think he's right. Oh yeah, no, totally. No, I totally agree with you. Yeah, I mean, I think you look just like her. And in fact, I got Jewish friends. My best friend is a Jew, and we hang out, and he's got a lot of chutzpah, you know, and we hang out, and I totally love all of the Jews. I love them, and it's just some, you know. But no, my friend is a Jew. So yeah. Anyway, Carrie, it's real great talking to you, and I can't wait to tell you all about my repressed memories that are going to get unrepressed, and then I can tell you about life as a super soldier. Yeah, I really enjoyed talking to you today. Okay, all right. I mean, yeah, I hope that I am, being an independent journalist of 468 years, I would hope that you would come to me and not anyone else to tell your story to. You know you can trust me, and I have a lot of discernment, and I'm not just going to believe anything. You know, I'm going to believe, you know, accurate recollections of events as a super soldier, and I think that's what you were, and I'm looking forward to delving a little deeper into that, but right now we got to wrap it up because I'm bored. I'm bored, and I got other stuff I have to do, probably write a book, I don't know, and it was great to talk to you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Okay, great. Okay, bye-bye. Captain Mark Richards, incarcerated for a crime that didn't come out. Okay, alright, hello. I just got back from visiting Captain Mark Richards, incarcerated for a crime that didn't come out, in the prison, and he gave me some fresh intel to say that you are not to trust Intel Lady. It's a channel on YouTube, and you're not to trust her. She does not have accurate intel, not like you would get from Juan O'Savin or Captain Mark Richards, incarcerated for a crime that didn't come out, or my informant who lives in a tunnel with Sasquatch. No. She does not have the minerals to give you what you need, and do not subscribe to her channel, don't watch her shows, you know, don't engage in the comments, and don't hit the like button, and do not go to buymeacoffee.com/Intel Lady and donate any coffees. She only drinks Adreno coffee, and we all know how that's made, you know, in secret tunnels, and they're all going to get found out. So do not engage with Intel Lady. God, I'm bored. Captain Mark Richards and Crossroad for a Ramadan Kebab.